Hey everyone, welcome to EOTO Technologies. Today we've got the Nextbit Robin in-house for review. Let's go! There are thousands of smartphone models out there, and for most the part, they all look much the same and operate in much the same way. The number of OEMs in market today is huge, and the number of various devices these companies sell is even bigger. In this saturated market, there's hardly difference between the offered features. Let's bring in the Nextbit Robin. It is different. It looks different, and with cloud storage baked into its very OS, it works very differently. Nextbit claims that you'll never run out of space on your phone, and to keep that promise, they have a pretty unique online storage method. Apps you rarely use are offloaded to the cloud, and when you do want to use them, a tap restores everything just as if it were never gone. The company is charging just $299 or 20,000 rupees in India, while for its many Kickstarter backers, the price is even lower. Usually we start the review with the design, but today we shall start off with the cloud. It's called Smart Storage, and it's basically 100 GB of secure cloud storage where your phone can offload apps that you don't use very often. When you do need to use one of the offloaded apps, you tap the icon and it reinstalls. Everything is right where you left off the last time you used it. Instead of supplementing the Robin's 32 GB of onboard storage with a micro SD card slot, Nextbit has provided a cloud storage solution. Overall, I would rate the system 7 out of 10. The loss of 3 stars because you cannot view your cloud files like you do in a file manager. It is strictly functional with the gallery app only, while the apps get synced in the background. Right now the backup system is also strictly for apps and media, so you cannot rely on this as your sole cloud backup. Coming to design, Nextbit has built a classic plastic phone that's nice to hold. In a time when premium seems to be all about metal and glass or rubber and leather, the Robin looks good, feels good, and is built extremely well using plastics. The Robin is the complete opposite of all of the flagships out there. It is a rectangular block made of good quality plastic. There are no curves or subtle bends. Everything is symmetric. The Robin clearly stands out from the crowd and has its own aura of a different ergonomic design. The front mount sensor is in a hole the same exact size as the camera and lined up perfectly. The volume buttons align with the top and bottom of the power button, even though they aren't on the same side of the phone. Everyone loved the design. Anyone who saw me with the phone just had one question: which phone is that? Coming to performance, the Robin takes limited hardware and squeezes top-notch performance out of it. When it comes to web browsing, installing apps, or playing games, the Robin simply outclasses other phones using the same internals. It has a 5.2-inch 1080p display that's pretty sharp but a bit washed out compared to the other Galaxies and iPhones out there. It's powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 808 processor and 3 GB of RAM, which is enough for decent, if not face-melting performance. It has a 2680 mAh battery, is good enough to get me through a full day of use without worry, and the dual front-facing speakers make for a nice sound experience when watching videos or playing games. The Robin's camera is a 13 megapixel sensor with dual LED flash, and there's a 5 megapixel selfie camera up front. It also has a fingerprint sensor embedded in the side mount power button and a USB Type-C charging port on the bottom. The way Robin is able to outclass other devices using the same hardware was a pleasant surprise. The Robin's camera can be described as sufficient. It's not the best by a long shot, but it will serve most people. The two issues I have with the camera are low light performance and shutter speed. The 13 megapixel rear camera uses face detection autofocus. It also means that using tap to focus is very important. There is no optical image stabilization on the Robin's camera, but the PDAF system works very well enough. The camera app is really smooth. The controls stay out of your way when you're using them, and nothing is buried under layers of menus. It is a casual experience and lets you take pictures quickly without a lot of hassle here and there. It even has a manual mode so that you have control over focus, white balance, ISO, and exposure compensation. There are also no specific shooting modes to choose from other than auto, manual, or HDR. The Robin can snap 4K with the rear snapper and 1080p with the front-facing one. The important thing though is the quality of the photos, and the Robin does an acceptable job here. The Nextbit Robin runs Android 6.0 Marshmallow out of the box and looks similar to the system's default styling. There are going to be a lot of people who hate the software on the Nextbit Robin. The typical home screen and app drawer setup was seen on just about every other Android phone is nowhere to be seen. Widgets are not supported on the main layout and you need to pinch in, which brings a layer on top wherein widgets can be added. The phone has a 2680 mAh battery, which is fairly small among 1080p resolution phones that don't have a particularly efficient system architecture like last year's Samsung Galaxy S6. It lasts for around 8.5 hours of locally stored video, which is fairly poor for a phone of this grade. It got me through 9 to 11 hours of usage on one charge with Wi-Fi switched on all the time. It's fairly decent, though sometimes the device did get a little warm while charging or doing easy tasks like browsing Quora or Facebook. I wouldn't term it as overheating, but the warmth is really annoying. The Nextbit Robin supports Qualcomm Fast Charge 2.0, which will get you from empty to 80% in well under an hour. Keep in mind the Robin does not come along with a power adapter, only a USB-C cord and device included, so you'll have to purchase an adapter separately. Finally, there are a few things not to like about the Robin. Some will take issue with not being able to charge the battery or use an SD card or just want more than 32 GB of storage. But at $299, I would spend my own money on the Robin. Actually, I did. The device is well built, the design stands out, has adequate hardware, software is different, yet simple, and the camera is mediocre. Considering the price though, I would have highly recommend this device to anyone. Even the absence of a microSD card slot is ignorable due to the 32 GB ROM, and at some time of time everyone is bound to use that cloud storage. So, thank you guys for coming to EOTO Technologies for the Robin review. Stay tuned, subscribe to our channel, we've got a lot of more stuffs coming, and do follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Have a nice day. Bye bye.